It's 20 minutes past 8. Welcome back to Sunrise. We will turn our attention now to another political development, but this time in Adamawa State. We're joined now by Mr. Lawrence Ngbale, who is a member of the PDP in Adamawa. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
Well, the arguments now about how the primaries have turned out in Adamawa State. The controversy is also a lot of people disagreeing with what exactly happened. Well, of course, we'll shed some light on that. That's why you're here. Tell us, what is going on? How did the primaries hold in Adamawa State?
I don't think primaries were actually held in Adamawa State. You know very well that in accordance with the Constitution and even the electoral law, primaries for any constituency at all is supposed to hold in the local constituency. A situation where some people attempt to make primaries outside of the constituency, it's not only unacceptable to the generality of the people of this country, neither would it be acceptable to the local constituency for which election is supposed to be held.
Do we have a governorship candidate in PDP Adamawa?
Well, up to now, I would say no.
Why?
Yes, because primaries are yet to be held in Adamawa State.
Is there anybody parading himself as or herself as the candidate?
Well, we heard that Nuhu Ribadu is parading himself as the candidate for Adamawa State. We heard that they held some form of primaries in Abuja. But that is not acceptable. And even as pressmen and as guardians of the people's right, I expect that you people should talk.
But this is usually when these kinds of things happen, you know, oftentimes the press are told to mind their business. This is an internal affair or internal matter of the PDP, a family affair. I do know for a fact that last week a meeting was called between the PDP at the national level and also the PDP in Adamawa State. Is that correct?
Last week?
Yes.
No, I'm not aware of it.
You're not aware of any meeting that was called to resolve the impasse between the PDP, the local PDP chapter of Adamawa State, and you know, supporters, it was saying, or PDP at the national level in support of Nuhu Ribadu. You're not aware of any such meeting?
I'm not aware of it.
So nothing has been done in spite of all the complaints that you have fielded to the PDP at the national level. Nothing has been done. Is that what you're saying?
Nothing at all. We saw the president on that.
When did you see him?
Some 2 weeks ago. We saw the president. He called the national chairman. We sat down with them and discussed. He said primaries should not be held in Abuja. During the process of this primaries,
the president said,
yes, primaries should not be held in
Abuja.
Yes.
So
we even saw the chairman of BOT, Chief Tony Anene, who promised to see the president the next day because he returned from his constituency. He did see the president and called our leader.
Who's your leader?
Ambassador Juta. And told him that the primary elections would be held in Yola. That the president, in his company, together with the National Security Advisor, ordered that primary elections should be held in Yola. He called us and told us that primary elections are going to be held in Yola. We should be ready for that. We prepared and settled for primaries while APC was doing their own. We were ready to conduct ours in Ribadu Square in Yola because INEC had already deployed to Adamawa State preparatory for the primary elections. When we were about to hold the primary elections, after collecting the electoral materials from the national headquarters, the secretary persuaded his chairman and asked him to go to parade ground in Abuja, where primaries were purportedly being held.
You haven't mentioned the chairman of the PDP. Is that deliberate?
No, he was there.
No, you talked about you met the leader.
The president, meeting the president was done in the company of the national chairman of the PDP, who vehemently opposed the fact that elections should be held in Yola.
But you don't
In
think
Yola
they're
or
ground?
In Yola.
Who opposed it?
The national chairman.
Opposed it.
Yes, he said they had to move the elections out of Yola.
Did he give any reason why? Because
He brought a copy of a petition written by a chairman of the panel he earlier sent to Yola to go and conduct these primary elections, in whose presence elections were held without any rancor at all.
Elections or congresses?
No. We are now talking about primary elections.
Okay.
We started with the House of Assembly, and these elections were held neat. There was no problem.
No. So where did the report about threat to life and violence come, and why they moved?
You know, it beats my imagination that people of so-called integrity in this country can behave very crudely.
How do you mean?
Yes. Somebody who rose to the rank of an ambassador can sit down and write lies. It's most unfortunate.
You're sure the person wrote it?
Yes, he did.
All right, let's get across to Senator Jonathan Swingina. He
Yes.
joins us from Abuja. He's a member of the PDP, also in Adamawa. Morning, and thank you for joining us today on the program. We've just heard, still hearing from Mr. Ngbale. He's here as well. Could you tell us then, was there primaries and where did they hold? Senator Swingina, can you hear us? Okay, we'll reestablish that connection. But the primaries that brought the former governor, how did they happen? That's Nyako.
Which former governor?
Governor Nyako.
Well, you see, Nyako didn't have any primary elections.
He didn't?
No, he did not.
How did
He was just imposed on the state. I think that is why this attempt again to impose no Ribadu. You know, there were about 9 candidates vying for the post of the governorship of Adamawa State. And I understood the party called them and said, you must choose one person from your midst so as to go into these general elections without any rancor. And because they could not reach an agreement, President Obasanjo then decided that Nyako should be candidate. There were no primary elections in the case of Nyako.
What happened in Bauchi?
Well, you see, if what happened in Bauchi could be said to be primary elections, then it is most unfortunate.
No, because tell us.
People were ready to conduct primary elections for these 9 people, and the same abracadabra, typical of impunity, you know, some people decided that Nyako should be governor. And whatever happened, they made him governor. Because of his antecedents, the people of Adamawa State thought they were in for a good deal. This was an ex-serviceman, a highly placed military officer, but unfortunately he ran a very terrible government to the disappointment of even the people who brought him. I'm sure Obasanjo will be regretting the fact that he brought Nyako as a governor in Adamawa State.
What's wrong with the man who is the flag bearer of your party now, Nuhu Ribadu? Why are you...
A lot is wrong with him.
With him or the
yes,
process?
A lot is wrong with him. If Nuhu is truly what he was, arresting people for corruption, for him to allow this thing to bring him in, I think he owes an apology to the people of Nigeria. Everything is wrong about this. He knows it beyond every reasonable doubt. And if he claims to have the kind of followership that he thinks he can win election with, by all means, let's do this primary election in Adamawa State. What is the problem?